Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Hey, Donald and Richard, nice to speak to you guys this morning. Congratulations on the success of your show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
The last time I spoke to Vancouver a few days ago, we talk a lot about different things, and Bo Horvat's always a subject to those discussions.
How would you describe the mood of your talks with the Canucks?
Professional, always representative of their point of view and representative of my point of view for Bo. So, you know what? I think both sides have tried, but disagreement happens if you don't have an agreement. And I always see the best agreement always is the one that they don't like and the one that we don't like. That creates an agreement. But we haven't found that level yet.
Will you talk with the Canucks during the season, Pat?
You know what? We'll always talk in regards to the issues that go on from day to day and players that maybe are available for trade, but I'm not going to get into whether we'll talk about Bo. That's not up to me at this point. You know what? That's a private matter between Bo and I.
Pat, are you surprised that the regular season started and there's no extension? In the summer, everybody thought it was going to get done. Is there a bit of you that, thought we had all summer to get it done, and here we are, the regular season's not done?
Some of these things take time. It's not every single player that gets an extension. If there's a disagreement, it doesn't happen. If there's not a meeting of the minds or a consensus, you can't get something done. So you're always hopeful when you start out. Vancouver always told me they like Bo Horvat a lot, and they have him under contract for this year, but not beyond, unfortunately.
Pat, is the goal, has Bo articulated the goal to you to re-sign a Van and spend the rest of his career in Vancouver? Does he love it that much in the city, Pat?
Well, he's always stated, I think, when he came back to Vancouver at the start of, before training camp, he expressed himself to the media of Vancouver that he's the captain of Vancouver. He enjoys it. He likes the roots of the team and certainly the city. He's very involved in the community. And, anytime you choose to talk about an extension, you're expressing yourself on how you feel about the location you're in. So he gave me instructions to start discussions and negotiations with Vancouver. So it's clear that he was in a position to want to stay for a long term and conclude his career if he controlled it.
Pat, a big if, capital letters if. If he hits July 1st, a free agency, where is Bo ranked in your eyes amongst the top centermen that could be available come July 1st?
You know what? That's a long way away. There's a whole season to go, but
yep.
Certainly centers don't get to free agency very often, so he would be very prominent with the free agent centers that exist now, the UFAs that exist now. You count them on one hand, and Bo would be at the top of that list with a couple of other players that are currently unsigned.
Hey, Pat, you know what Vancouver is like? It's a hockey-crazy market. He's going to be asked about his contract by the media, guys like Rick and I. Will that be a distraction for Bo? Do you talk to him about that?
He's a pro. He's mature. He's well supported by family and by our office. So you know what? He's there to play hockey and wants to be successful in Vancouver. The more successful that he is, the better that will turn out for whatever happens in this situation. So I don't think I hope it won't be a distraction. I trust it won't be. The media mad Vancouver market will be pounding it often and talking about it, but I don't think he's going to talk about it on a regular basis. He's there to fulfill his contract and to play hard and to do what he can to help the rest of the guys get into the playoffs. That's the goal.
Pat, does it bother you or Bo that the Canucks got a deal done with JT Miller before your client?
I think Bo was always very happy that JT stayed. So Vancouver had choices to make. Bo's had choices to make, and we have not been aligned yet, but they aligned with JT Miller, and I think that makes Vancouver a better team, and Bo's on that team presently, and that makes them a better team with JT being there, not traded and extended. So, you know what, JT's a friend of his, so he was happy for him on the day that happened.
Pat, I know you love the Vancouver media. I know you do. It was stated a couple of weeks ago that Sean Couturier is a comparable at 7-7 for Bo. What are your thoughts when stories get leaked out? And this is the captain of a team in a hot Canadian market, Pat. Does that media and the speculation and numbers come with the territory for you?
You know, that happens. I keep, for my clients on their instruction, I keep their business private. So, you know, center iceman, number one center iceman, who I believe Bo is a number one center. Every team to win has to have 3 great centers, 4 great centers. So Bo's a 1A, whatever teams would perceive him to be. It's very hard to get center iceman. So he's in a good position. It's always better for the team and better for the player when a player is signed long term, but you can't sign when it's not right. So he's, you know what, centers seem to be very valuable. There's many centers that have signed this summer, and they're very valuable within the way general managers and the makeup of teams are. So Bo's in a real good spot, and hopefully he can stay in Vancouver if the circumstances are right.
Pat, last one. You had a client in Vancouver, Jason Dickinson. He signed a 3-year deal. Everybody was happy last year, Pat, including yourself. He didn't last a second year. What happened there with Dickinson in Vancouver in your eyes, Pat?
Well, I think there's always an adjustment period going to a new team, new systems when you've been in Dallas your whole career, and I think he came in and was pretty much injured most of the season, and that didn't help him. He had the medical procedure and worked very hard this summer in rehab, and came and had from what Vancouver told me and what Jason told me, an excellent training camp. And really, I think the business of hockey and the cap caused that trade, not any disappointment on where Jason was going to be this season. So the business reared its head to save some cap space, and they had to pay a price to do it. But Chicago's got a good player in Jason Dickinson, and a good man. He's a good person.
Pat, we know you're a busy man. Thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. All the best.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Donnie and Rick. Appreciate it.